Well, it's that time again. Welcome back to the Nightmare Zone Endless episode 4. Don't know how many days are remaining until we actually get in the game, but I got one shout out today, and that's to James Persad. Not to any pets for a change. A lot of people, they really like getting shout outs to their pets, but just a shout out to James Persad this time. And that's it. So, I guess I'll give an update on the computers video. I have assembled 10 minutes of it out of the 20 minutes. That means obviously I got 10 minutes to go. Not every minute is made equally though. Some minutes involve a lot of editing, especially when I'm going through like the different diagrams and whatnot. And then some minutes are actually very easy because it's just watching the live footage of a demonstration being done. And since I save the demonstrations for the very end of the video, I believe the back 10 minutes will be easier. I still haven't done them today. I'm not sure if I will. I've been a bit tired today, but I might try to bang out another 5 minutes. And sometimes I get a momentum towards the end, and maybe I'll just get all 10 of them done. Load in. Show me the game. One thing I like is loading into daytime.
I wouldn't mind a bit of help.
Right off the bat, somebody needs help. Sure, why not? This equipment looks sufficient. I do want a little bit of ammo. Oh, whoa, give me my backpack back. Hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to take my backpack. Eric? Three screamers. So what does this person want? Just a survivor in need. And there's also a infestation nearby, so let's actually go back and grab a distraction. We can get him out easier. I'll bring 3 with me in case we need to destroy extra infestations. For the current situation, we're...
Help us out over here?
Wow, more help. People need help. They need backup. That means it's probably going to be one of those freak in the house or their communities under siege. Uh-oh. Oh! Ah, I swerved into it. Overcompensated. You know what it reminds me of is the whole, I mean, it's never happened to me, fortunately, but you know, you see like a dog in the road or something, and so you swerve out of the way because you don't want to hit the animal, and then as a result, you hit something else. Well, this guy's going to go back because he has 2 injuries. He's got an injury and a trauma. I guess it's good that it happened really close to home, because now he can just quickly drive back home. Probably should kill that screamer, though. Let's mark him. The end of that screamer. We will have to rearm, though. Kind of a rocky start to begin things, but what can you do? Guess I'll use the katana machete. It's go all samurai. Who are we gonna send in? Oh, you got it. Setting the pace. Looks like we're playing as Eric. Everything all right, Eric? Take this one just because it hasn't been fully reloaded. Maybe Eric just needs a few missions out. Maybe he's just feeling neglected. Get the distractions. Let's also check the condition of the vehicle. I did not check that before leaving. I think I want to kill these screamers just because... accuracy is a bit off today. Maybe I just need to warm up. Okay, so we need a fuel tank. Let's go ahead and call it in. Fuel tank. How are my weapons looking? Okay, it's in decent condition. Good enough. It's serviceable. That's what we'll describe it as that. So man, the tons of comments in the community. It's like it's good, it's great for the YouTube algorithm, but it's also sometimes hard to keep up with it all. Kind of like cleaning your room, which is, I guess, kind of derogatory, but a very accurate comparison, considering that, much like cleaning your room, if you don't stay on top of it, it really piles up. And then the problem is that I kind of want to rush through it, and then I may not give people a kind of boilerplate comments, just kind of like, oh, generic, hey, thanks for commenting, and I don't like to do that. I like to give comments that have a little more thought to them.
That hurts.
I guess we'll talk to you first. I'm in really bad shape. I guess I'll give him with painkillers. Easy quest.
Honestly, I don't think I'll last much longer living out here.
Seeing that you needed painkillers, that's probably accurate. Can I see what skills you have? Gardening. Yo, there's just someone we'll have to kick out later on.
Oh, thank you. You won't regret having me on board.
Oh, I don't know about that now.
Try to keep up.
But honestly, we just need more people. We need to get into the next base.
Okay.
If only we could have found that gasoline generator, we could have got those guys to Allied and I could recruit another one. We need 6 people to get into Squillones.
Wonder if somebody just beat me to this one.
It's annoying that the icon isn't saying that the building is cleared. Okay, I guess the other zombies didn't want to join in. Not that I'm complaining. We do have a bloater in the way, so we'll mark the bloater's location. Could probably just go around altogether. There are multiple ways to the base, after all. A lot of people get the chunk of missing flesh. You know, it seems like it'd be a little bit harder to bounce back from than just sitting around for a few hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see how terrible her stats are. I'm sure she's probably a grouch. Like, oh, I hate everybody.
I don't know what I would have done without you.
Into gardening shows, had a paper route, self-effacing, self-effacing. There we go. Not easily frustrated, but a loss in standing rewards.
Sale going. Come see us.
Wandering trader. All these things are popping up. I really want to kill that. 3 samples. That must have been a juggernaut that I didn't loot. You know what? We can sell stuff. Let's go do that. I think we can also make an upgrade. Oh, that's already in progress, so we are making an upgrade. Sell these. Sell the backpack. Sell the water cooler. The fuel tank. the mini fridge, and one of the inventory's full. We'll sell it another time. I could put stuff in the trunk, but I'm feeling impatient right now. Well, Ladislav got over his gas inhalation pretty quick. He's a real trooper. He's like, oh, what, I inhaled noxious fumes that have acidic quality, like caustic fumes. It's just a flesh wound, you know, I can regenerate my lung tissues with sheer willpower. So now we know we have a juggernaut relatively close to the base. Might have to deal with that. So someone asked from another Stay Decay channel, Nigel's gaming channel, he asked the question whether or not doing this and ramming through a bunch of gates will damage your car. And I don't actually know the answer to that. In my experience, I would say it either doesn't do damage, or it does extremely little damage if it does. I've never... I haven't noticed it. So I'm willing to say no, but I can't say with certainty.
Hello.
Too early? Oh, well, it distracted him. What do you got?
What do you say,
Food.
little
Interesting.
Okay.
First we'll sell this stuff off. Cooking textbook. How much do we need food right now? We have 8 food and we are losing 3.5 a day, which is not awesome. So let's go ahead and buy some to
Sure.
hold the game back. Not gonna buy all of it though, I don't think. This character does have stealth, so it's a little harder for them to notice me. I can get much closer to them without them actually seeing that I'm in stealth. I guess I'll buy 2 rucksacks. How much influence do we have? 1,500? Yeah, one more is fine.
I'm looking to do some trading.
Okay.
But at the same time, we do want to save up influence because we need to move into the base, and we also want to buy BFG if possible. Here's the next guy who wants help. Speak with Safecracker about providing him some backup. Sounds like a wholesome character that is not shady at all with the nickname Safecracker. Maybe that's not a nickname, maybe that's what his parents named him. Like, we want this guy legally named Safecracker. It's like that one family where Bethesda had that thing where if you name your child Dovahkiin after the title of the main character in Skyrim, they would give them a lifetime supply of Bethesda games, and someone did it. Someone named their kid Dovahkiin. I feel bad for him. He's not going to get made fun of at all. Give me my bolt. It's actually a bolt from last time that we missed.
Would you like to come in?
Right here.
Guessing they're upstairs.
Orale.
Safecracker. I know we're strangers, but I need some backup while we search a house. Yeah, sure. Searching a house doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. Ammo is a little low, so I may want to get some ammo first. We'll set up an outpost. Probably a bed outpost, because when we move bases, we're going to need beds. Not too useful in the immediate moment, though, aside from actually providing a place to resupply.
A bit of our good fortune with our neighbors.
And of course he shouts, which means we're gonna have some company, so let's go stealth. Okay, there they are.
Another day, another cakewalk. Oh, I think I'm gonna like this place.
Yeah, I definitely hear company inside the building. Oh, it's a screamer. They're playing around with screamers to make sure it's dead.
I guess.
Hey, we need a hand over here. Strength in numbers, right?
All these quests, man, they're just like, they're letting me have it in terms of quests at the moment. Okay, so we need to craft more light bolts. Not that it's gonna help me too much if my accuracy doesn't tighten up. Ah, that's the wrong ones. Which means we just wasted some parts.
Stepped up and helped us out. So here's a little something as a thank you.
I'll bring some Molotovs just in case. Snag that bolt. Of all the things to waste, the materials aren't a big deal. The map tends to have more materials than any other resource. So this is where they want to loot.
Chance to yell.
That sucks. Let's drive a little further as a result.
I need to finish that one. Should have stayed dead.
We're getting a whole party of guys here. Wow, what happened there? It's like I traded between the zombies. Nope, can't be allowed to happen.
Exhausted. Oh, hey. Yes?
What do you have to sell, I wonder?
I think we can help each other out. All right.
I'll take that.
Hey, things could be way worse. That's gotta count for something.
Let's actually just use it real quick. So we're on day 3 still. So we still have 97 days to go. Okay. Now that we killed every zombie in the neighborhood because of that screamer. Like there are already enemies in here. This is a very classic feeling quest. A lot of the quests in State of Decay 1 were this one right here. Like, oh, help me loot this place.
Looks like I'm almost finished here.
The difference was that in State of Decay 1, you could actually help them search, and it would make the progress of searching the building go faster. Interesting. Very little interference. Not that I'm unhappy with that, but... Okay, there he is. With this last guy. I want to loot the refrigerator just in case I get a food ruck. But just the refrigerator.
Better keep looking.
Nope, didn't get anything. There's their house. Three bloaters. That's more than one. That means it's 30 influence, potentially. I just want to pop them, to be honest. I hate that. I know I've said it. I must have said it a dozen times, but I hate that execution.
You are. Much obliged.
Let's see what they're selling now.
Goodbye.
Let's take the parts. Extra parts do not hurt. Okay, what else? These people want food now. Okay, let's return to base. Actually, we have food on us. We bought food, so let's actually just go over there and do that. That should get them back to friends with us. Buying that food is going to wind up saving a little bit of time. Oh, can I run him over? Nope, he dodged.
Hey there.
Wow, a lot of zombies indoors our way. Time to draw them away from me and draw them towards them. We do have to get back to our vehicle, though, in order to pull out the rucksack. There we go. Alright, we need to activate the quest so we can see which one wants it. It's Trinity who wants it.
Yo, you hearing me? I got an offer here for you.
Gosh, more quests. What is up with this?
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
What are you offering now?
Hey, you're welcome here.
Nothing super interesting.
I'm headed your way.
Survivor activity, we already... That was the merchant. That quest will be here for a while. Let's go ahead and do this one. I kind of want to draw in the Juggernaut, actually. Let's... While it's daytime, or while there is daylight, rather, I want to try and lure the Juggernaut in for a BFG slaying. Why didn't you want to run? Juggernauts always want to charge. What a pain. What a pain. He's frustrated. It's like, you could run after me. You could do your Juggernaut charge. Look, he's going back. He's going back. He's farther than I thought he was anyways, so... I thought he was much closer than he actually was. Change characters. Might as well since he's injured and we're home.
I can barely lift this.
Oh, it's this chick. I thought it would be Seraphina's quest. Do we even want to do it then? I don't think we want to do it. You're just kind of like a side character. You're like one of the no-name characters in Star Trek, just like generic trooper. You're not a main character. How's this weapon looking? Oh, it's in decent shape. We'll use it. So instead, what I want to do is... I really want to destroy this infestation. Like, we can't ignore infestations. Like, we need to destroy them. What's that crunching noise? Is someone eating? Alright, Ladislaw, I'm just gonna go on my mission, you know, like... Don't worry, I'll be back in a little bit. It's so weird, he's clearly eating an apple, like that's the crunching sound effect. I'd be surprised if he wasn't eating an apple. I just don't know why don't they animate it? You know, is it really that hard to just put a red circular object in their hands? Let's not have that bloater crap happen a second time. Wow. The triple pharaohs, but should be too far away. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm heading towards an infestation. I need to kind of do this a bit more... let's bump him off real quick. That didn't bump him off? Oh man, that's annoying.
Yeah, we're one step away from hoofing it.
Okay, we need... Oh my gosh, I can't believe that the car is actually gonna explode. Must be joking. He was slapping it for just a little bit, and then the car is like, oh god, like, you're just wrecking my solid metal engine. It's like, we can't survive this. Vehicle delivery.
Can somebody drop off a ride?
We'll get one of our folks on it right away.
Gotta kill that screamer!
Where? Oh, on the other side. Vehicles are so fragile. So fragile. I mean, I know it's for balancing purposes because vehicles were like insanely overpowered in Standard Zone, but it's also just kind of ridiculous how fragile the vehicles are.
Nada. On to the next.
Like, I think that... I don't think they needed to decrease... or I think what they should have done is just increase the amount of damage vehicles take from ramming zombies over. I don't think they needed to just decrease their health in general. I think that's would have been a fair way to do it. Because what made vehicles overpowered was just the fact that there could be like 40 zombies and you could just like plow through them with a vehicle and you would just... You know, you wouldn't even have to engage with the game. Like, I don't think it was necessary to make the vehicles themselves just so fragile just from having one zombie on the hood slapping the what do you call it, the chassis. Like, why is that? I mean, like I said, I know it's for balancing purposes, but... missed. Looks like the cargo was unaffected by the blast. We'll just transfer it over. Does set us back 500 influence, unfortunately. Okay, so it looks like this clinic is infested. Oh, wait, there, look at that. There's the screamer.
Fire in the hole!
Where's he going? Okay, looks like he finally made it through. Alrighty. We are staying on top of the infestations. Let's check our base, because that should be upgraded. Let's install the good old Clio crazy thing. Let's install this as well. None of these mods need to be installed. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Survivor activity. Close to a feral is annoying, and it's nighttime, so even worse. I guess we'll see what he wants, though.
Hey, if you folks aren't too busy, could you maybe lend us a hand?
So many people want help. It's like, oh, give me help, give me help. Oh, it's these guys again. Is that a hostile community? Yes, it is. The residents. Anyways, let's go help this guy. We keep doing quests, we might get fortunate and get someone who wants to join. Let's not go at full speed again. Because nighttime can be pretty treacherous. Sometimes it can be pretty peaceful, though, but you know, this episode has been a little bit weird. Am I going to cross paths with the feral? Good, we are going in the opposite direction of it, so chances of us avoiding it are decent.
Come in.
Ryan with the pink backpack. You do not stand out at all. I hope the zombies are colorblind. The residents killed my friends. They have to pay.
Later.
I'm not fighting them at nighttime. No.
Fun.
If it was daytime, I would do it.
See you around, I guess.
Guess while we're here, we'll just loot this residential house.
We'd be idiots not to turn this into an outpost.
We might just have to be idiots then. I don't know if I want this location.
Oh, this again. Fabulous. No luck in here.
You know, whenever I see these patterned wallpapers, I always think that I've never been to a house that has had a patterned wallpaper like this. All of the houses I've been to always have just kind of your generic white paint, or, you know, off-white, kind of like that pale tan off-white color. I've never been to a house that had like such an elaborate pattern. You'd think it would look kind of odd. All these different colors in every single room. You got blue in there, dark blue in there, you got red in here, like every room is a different color. Maybe I just like uniformity. These residential homes thus far are not really doing very well by us.
Okay, time to put this place behind
Got a bunch
us.
of, basically a bunch of random scraps. Okay, let's check our base since we installed some mods. Can we upgrade this without going into heavy siege? Yes, we can. What's our materials at? 1. That's going to be a problem. We need to find more materials. Pretty sure we have one in the trunk. No, we don't. Materials. Ah. Just go right over here.
No sight.
Wasn't
no
locked.
sound,
How
it says.
fortunate. No, I want you to shut the door. Oh my gosh. Just shut the door. Shut the door. Thank you. Sometimes the controls in this game.
This might be useful.
Right off the bat. This will probably be ammo.
No luck in here.
Throw that in. And let's head to this one. Haven't heard any interesting news from State of Decay lately. Still no word on when they're going to be implementing... Oh, wait, that's a... Well, I guess we'll fight it. Oh, maybe we won't. That's actually a ton of... We'll see how it goes for a little bit. We'll run them around the house, and then I'll get in the car.
I gotta rest.
And the screamer is there, so that means we definitely have to get out of here. We're not going to have a repeat of what happened last time, so we're going to go ahead and just build up some speed. And then I will fling him off. Okay, where are we? Okay, we need to turn around. Why isn't my swordplay increasing? Am I bugged? I've been hearing people talking about their melee growth not increasing. And I feel like even with the EXP penalties, I should have gotten to rank 1 by now. Let me mark headquarters. I hope I'm not bugged, because then the only way to get through it will be to use the training gym. That was a big problem with close combat when the game first came out. You just could not level up close combat. And it didn't matter, you know, you could be trying to do it the right way using your close combat weapon, but it just would not budge at all. And the only way to level it up was to use... Okay, now we got a Juggernaut pretty close to the base. Actually, let's put some supplies inside. Let's lure this jug in and deal with them. Okay, good. Okay, wake up, boys. Get that BFG ready. We got company. God knows they need to get warmed up too, considering their terrible accuracy.
I have a lot of inspiring people in my life. Few things that make me like the most
Oh man, he's on target for a change. Take the 100 influence.
by everyone around me, and by you folks out there.
We need more days like these. I like that the network is really looking out for everyone, you know?
I don't know how he got me that second time. I should have been mashing the melee button. A lot of weird incidents are occurring in this episode. Like, I always get superstitious when things happen like that. Like, just... the game is not reacting the way that I expect it to, and I get really, really superstitious when that happens. So I'm probably going to be playing a lot more defensively this episode, because I do not like it when that happens. Go ahead and use the bandage. Okay, and now we'll switch off to probably Eric again.
I don't say this a lot, but yeah, this group's pretty cool.
I just got a notification from Joe Davis asking the question, thank you for the mention, Fox. Have you played your standard community lately? And the answer is, for research purposes, I have technically logged into my standard community because there's been like little bits of footage that I'm missing. But aside from that, no, I have not been playing on the standard community really at all. I know that it's been suggested that I give some Zedi a chance. I just don't like how expensive Zedi is, but we have a ton of samples, so... I mean, what the heck, how many samples do we have? 195. Let's make some Zedi, I mean, what the hell. Now we've got Barrel. Let's make some Zed, not Zed, I call it Zed Launcher. I'm like, wait, that's not a thing. This is one of the most convenient ways to deal with a feral. Especially if it's a trio of ferals. First, we'll remove some of these local threats. Always a good idea to clean your base out of local threats periodically. Because when a siege occurs, the sound will draw them in. Go ahead and make a little bit of noise. Let me ram through some doors.
I hope nothing heard that.
Maybe that'll get the attention of the ferals. If you've watched all of the My Nightmare series, though, you will know that sometimes the ferals sound like they're right next to you, when in reality they're not.
I hope nothing heard that.
So it looks like making some noise did not attract the ferals, and that gate closed mysteriously. Guess it's haunted. So I guess we will tentatively put this back in storage. Okay, we're not going to help them. I really don't give a crap about them. So let's look at what we want. We want more materials, if possible. Are any of these local areas material? Oh, got fuel in that garage. You know what? Since I'm looting the local area, I am gonna bring this anyways. Because we know the ferals are in the local area. Gasoline, gasoline, 2 gasoline locations and a medicine location. And a food. Okay, let's just loot all these local areas. Especially because it's nighttime and I don't feel like going anywhere at night.
Damn.
Well, they can't. Well, I guess I could have technically unlocked it if I crouched, but I forgot that he has stealth. I know he's gonna come over and start banging on the door. Oh, oh, oh. Looks like I opened it slightly too late. I watched a YouTube documentary, not a professional one, just someone just making one. I mean,
Useful, I guess.
he gets paid by, he gets paid by AdSense, so I guess that does technically make him professional. It was a nice documentary, though, about Command and Conquer. If there was a game that defined my childhood from the perspective of PC gaming, it was Command and Conquer, and it was just going through the legacy of the rise and the ultimate fall of Command and Conquer, largely due to EA demanding too much out of the company in too short of a time. And unfortunately, Command and Conquer has basically died. Technically, a mobile game was created for it fairly recently, but for the most part, it's considered dead as far as traditional Command and Conquer goes. And when I think about games I played as a kid, the very first game I ever played was Space Invaders on the Atari 2600, and I'll always remember it really making me mad, and I broke the Atari. I raged out on the game and broke the console. Fortunately, my grandparents, because they were the ones who owned the console, they did not know I did it, and they wound up just buying an upgrade to the Atari 7800, which was Atari's 8-bit console. I did get a Nintendo Entertainment System, and I had a whole ton of games for it, but they were very weird games. Like, they weren't games like The Legend of Zelda. I had, like, one of the Mario games. I had, like, the really off-the-wall games that you just probably haven't heard of. The main Nintendo game I played was Kickle Cubicle, a weird puzzle game about this, like, I guess he's some kid, and he, like, freezes people and does stuff with ice and stuff like that. It was a really weird game, but I played the crap out of that game. I'll always remember the music. It's like burned in my mind. I also played Bubble Bobble. Oh, nope, I saw it coming. I dodged in time. That was like the only game my mom could play. And we would play that in co-op. Very hard game, though. We never... Oh, you might get me this time. Why are there so many zombies in here? Just let me loot the building in peace so I can tell stories.
Seems like there's always a couple more left. Can't do it.
And of course, you hit one zombie and all the other ones are like, oh, did I hear something? Better come over here and start shouting and draw in every other zombie in the world. Just trying to loot. Just trying to loot. Oh my gosh, how many of them are going to arrive here? Fortunately, the Cleo Mace is such a great weapon. It swats them down in one hit and then you execute them. Okay, I think we've depleted their numbers. One of the things I can say about the Atari was, I actually played the legendary E.T. At the time, it wasn't legendary, but I did have E.T., and it was an extremely confusing game that I just did not understand. I didn't hate the game, probably because as a kid I didn't really hate much games, unless they were just insanely hard. E.T. was just really confusing, and I just didn't know what to do, and I wasn't really a big fan of the movie either, so I didn't really have, like... I just put it in just because, you know, you'd have a ton of games and you'd just rotate through them all. I think my favorite Atari game was River Raid. This is back when, like, Activision was a much different kind of company. They actually had a rivalry with Atari, and so what they would do is, when Atari would make a game, especially if it was like a game that was doing decently well, they would make their own version of it, and they would basically try to make it better. So they were in, like, direct competition of making clones of the games, but they would try to make a superior version of it. And sometimes it worked. Sometimes they made the better version, and then sometimes it didn't work, and their version wasn't as good. But without a doubt, I think one of their best games that they made. And here we are again, just... one guy screams, and now you're dealing with all these zombies.
Catch my breath.
I had this aunt who lived somewhere around here and fancied herself a survivalist. I wonder if she's made it this long.
Okay, now we can go look for it. But yeah, River Raid, that was my favorite Atari game, and I'd say my second favorite one was one called Mega Mania, not to be mistaken with Megalovania, for you, if there are any Undertale fans in the community. But that was a very trippy space shooter, just absolutely out of control. You'd fight all kinds of weird things, and it's just bow ties, aliens, asteroids, like, you name it, you fought it. It was a very weird game.
Move on.
I got 2 notes, let me read them. Sheet notebook paper, dear Sarah, we've heard that one before. Small erasable board, high serotonin, increased satiety. Test the new subject's report result to illegible smear. Serotonin, I know that is a hormone involved in your neural chemistry, so it's kind of implicating perhaps something to do with the zombie outbreak. Maybe satiety referring to
Let's see here.
making them feel full, making them not want to go and eat people. Not sure what it is getting at.
Better keep my eyes open.
Oh, got... Let me guess, hitting that one zombie is gonna lure some other ones over. They're gonna be like, oh man, we heard you smack somebody. Fortunately, I am very comfortable with the Cleo Mace, since that is the primary weapon I use in the game. Oh yeah, so video games. I did have an NES. I didn't really care for Zelda or Mario. I actually wasn't much of a Nintendo guy. I didn't really care for the main Nintendo games. The Nintendo game that I played, I told you, Kickle Cubicle, but of the more famous ones, I really liked Mega Man. That was a really big game for me, and the way it worked was I had basically half of the games. So I had like Mega Man 1, I had Mega Man 2, I had Mega Man 5, and then my friend had the other half of them. So, like, together we had the whole series. And so we would have to, like, get together and try to play them, or we'd have to, like, swap games in order to try to play them all. Okay, there is barrels. So let's head back to base, because I'm sure they're close enough to fight us at home base now. Yeah, it's one of them. I hear him. But I can't see him. I want to get into this side so that I can actually see more effectively. Yes, jump into that fire. No, not you guys. Don't you guys jump into the fire. Oh, good. Oh, he tanked through my hits. Now she's on fire. Oh, he's not dead yet. Don't set me on fire. Oh my god, that Pharaoh is not dead yet. What a convenient time to have a zombie siege, considering that the night is actually lifting. Yeah, sure, just bring all this, let's just get it all over with. Yep, bring him out. Let's just get it over with. Is there anyone else? Man, it's like I can't tell any stories in this game. This game's always inconveniencing me. I'm trying to tell stories, and I don't care if it's Nightmare Zone. I'm here to tell stories. Screamer's gonna scream, you know, it's about what you could expect.
For a while there, I thought we'd had it.
So pessimistic. Wait, you see that? You see how I just walked up to him and just stared at him for a moment? I'm like pushing the melee button, and I'm not meleeing. This weapon is definitely going to need some repairs. Take another pass to make sure our base is clear. So look, this thing still has over half of its ammo left, and I crafted 40 rounds, so we used less than half the ammo, and like, look how much damage that weapon was able to deal. I would say out of all the weapons they added, without a doubt, the Pyro Launcher is the best weapon. There was a screamer horde. Okay, I believe. Oh, man. Excuse me. I believe the base is secure.
We could use some help if you're up for it.
Tell you what, I am not up for it. Because we're going to sign out after we rearm. I guess I'll have to continue my story about games later on.
Not going far with all this.
Yep, that weapon got really beat up, but it did such a great job for us that... Let's just temporarily equip him with a hatchet, even though it doesn't match it. I want these two weapons to continue regenerating from the Red Talon. Okay, so everyone has except for her, so I guess we will be playing as her pretty soon, but we're gonna let Ladislav close out since... You know what? We're gonna let Serafina close out, because, you know, she's the one who's not trying to eat imaginary food so far.
News to share.
Someone's in town with really good stuff to try. You know, I want to go get it, but we'll just have to trust that it re-pops up. Like, you have to pick a stopping point with these episodes. And right now, I'm picking this as a stopping point because it's becoming day, and I really like starting an episode right at daybreak. So I'm not even going to drag out the closing segment. You saw that we got a bit done. This series so far has been a pretty slow pace. There's not a whole lot going on. I mean, the zombies are trying to stop me, but we're not making the dynamic progress that I personally would like to make. We're not recruiting. I was hoping to get 2 people this episode just from doing random quests. Maybe we would have if I helped that guy eliminate his enemies, but I don't want to fight those guys at night. But we definitely need more people, 2 more to be exact. We're also going to need to address our food consumption, which I believe... Yeah, we need more materials, though even with the current upgrades, that might be enough to compensate for that minus 2.5. Anyways, though, that is the end of this episode. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future... Okay, I thought that was a juggernaut for a second. Subscribe for future State of K2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.